This is Alicia, and I am back with the second part of creating a strategic plan for your life. If you missed the first session, I discussed creating a vision statement and doing it in kind of a non traditional way, starting out by just isolating yourself from others and taking a moment to really reflect on what it is that you want. I think that's going to be the overall theme in this entire series, is really focusing in on what's best for you, not what others want for you or may expect from you, but what's best for you. This is your life. You might as well live it. You only get one. So today I'm here to talk to you about creating a mission statement. Why are you here? What is your purpose? This is like an age-old question that people ask themselves sometimes several times throughout your lifetime. Some people come here kind of out of the box, knowing exactly why they are here. They are here to entertain. They are here to teach. They have some kind of innate honing in on what their talents are and what their desires are, and that's great. Not everyone has that. Sometimes it takes a little trial and error or a little soul searching to figure out, why am I here? Again, if we go back to the first discussion on creating a vision, what is it that you want your life to look like in the future? What does it feel like? What are you seeing? Who's around you? Then you move on and you start asking yourself, well, why am I here? What purpose do I have in this world that will get me from where I am now to the vision that I have for myself in the future? One of the catalysts for this discussion, and one of the reasons, again, that I am sharing here with you, is that I stumbled across the mission statement that I made for my life back in 2010 when I was in the Master's of Social Work program at the University of Iowa. My personal mission is to work in conjunction with others to bring joy, laughter, fulfillment, empowerment, compassion, and a hunger for learning into the lives of the people I encounter. That mission statement that I had for my life is something that it evolves, and it might have little nuances, but it's still the same. I believe that my purpose here on this earth is to inspire other people, whether that be through storytelling, through encouraging their discussion, encouraging them to write. I feel as though my mission is to connect with people and to help them along the way. I lost sight of that mission, and it started to take me into a state of depression. I really didn't feel as though I was connecting with my purpose on a day-to-day basis. Now, for some people, they are blessed beyond measure that they have somehow been able to parlay their life's purpose into a career field. You have those people who are really good at just teaching overall, and they become teachers and they're great at it. And they are living in their purpose and they found a way to monetize it. There are other people who their purpose may not lead to a clear-cut career, or the decisions that they've made along the way might not have connected their purpose with a career field. A lot of people that are in those situations can still fulfill their purpose, and they often seek out doing so through a hobby, through volunteering, and even in my instance, through creating this online presence, social media, YouTube kind of thing. It is my way of connecting with people in a time where it's a little difficult to do so. Prior to creating Alicia On Demand, I still felt somewhat disconnected with my purpose, and I wasn't really feeling how I was going to create the vision that I had in my mind of, I find my happiness and my joy kind of in an odd way, and through watching other people succeed and being a part of that, helping them find their purpose, to find their connection to this world, and to get back on the right path. That's always been something that I'm naturally drawn to. Even as a child, I connected with that in some way, even if I didn't know it. I Again, I think I discussed in the last video that I had a vision back in the day of being a talk show host, of being able to reach and connect with this large audience, because for whatever reason, I have always felt that I can connect with people in large groups. Not necessarily like I have a bunch of friends or I need people to be around me all the time, but the connect of being able to speak out publicly. I am one of the rare few people that does not have a large fear of public speaking, whether it be on camera or in person. I believe that connects to being in theater at a very young age. Our school had access to theater, a program called mini theater, and they thrust kindergartners and beyond on the stage in some capacity. And it was just really rewarding. And the immediate connection with the audience, the applause, I knew I wanted to be on stage, entertaining, talking, speaking, some kind of interaction. Unfortunately, I did not necessarily make all of the career choices that lead me down that path, so I have to seek it out in other ways. I think that that is an important lesson that I'm experiencing in my life, and I hope that perhaps it's something that you can receive from my messages, that there's not one way to do things. If you have not made the choices that have allowed you to connect to a career that aligns with where your purpose is, it may not be too late. So it might be a matter of going back and just kind of diving into a new career field. But there's also ways that you can create an outlet for that natural ability that you have, again, through social media, through volunteering. There's so many different ways to find your purpose and to fulfill that purpose. As you start thinking about, why am I here? What do I have to offer the world? Think in terms of, if I wasn't here, what would people be missing? What would they not get? When you start realizing why you are here and you can connect to that, it brings a sense of joy and happiness and fulfillment that living outside your purpose just can't do. I challenge you to start thinking about the things that you like to do, the things that you are good at, the things that people seek out from you, the things that bring you a natural sense of peace and joy, and to kind of move yourself to those roles. It doesn't necessarily mean packing up all your stuff and going to a new location, but it certainly could. It doesn't necessarily mean ditching the career field that you've been invested in for the past 10 years and finding a passion elsewhere, but it could. This is a time for you to reflect on what it is that you want for yourself and what the possibilities are for yourself. It doesn't have to happen in a linear way. Your vision might change. Your purpose might be fulfilled in one thing and not in others, and you might seek out more things, and you might ask yourself multiple times in your life, why am I here? Okay, well then why am I here? And why did this lead to that? What choices did I make that led to this? And is this where I want to be? Strategic planning is a constant state of reevaluating your life, the decisions that you're making, the choices that you're making, where you want to be. Where you wanted to be at 20 might not be where you want to be at 40. And it might be that you never made it there and you still want that. And there's no reason that you can't try to find a way to make that happen. There are so many inspirational stories out here of people finding their passion at a later age and making it happen for themselves. I was watching a documentary and they showed several actors and actresses who had always been steered away from the entertainment industry because people wanted them to do something more practical. And somehow later in life, they found themselves pursuing it and being successful. So I challenge you to start thinking about those things for yourself and to write them down. What do you want your mission statement to be? If you feel so compelled, share that with me in the comment section. Head on over to my blog and share it there. Think of it as something that you can use as a writing prompt and put it in a journal. I'm here to help inspire you to live your best life, to find joy and fulfillment in your life as I seek to find that same joy and fulfillment in my own. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I hope I've given you some things to think about. If you like my content, please hit the like button, leave a comment down below, subscribe, and I will be continuing to share the strategic plan that I am building for myself on my Instagram, on my Facebook feed, and on my blog. All of those things will be linked in the description box below. I would love to hear from you. It brings me joy to know that you're watching, to know that the content that I'm putting out is reaching someone, is inspiring you, or giving you something positive.